And Mercedes, there's so much brewing. There's the Apple story. There's what we know going on with Rivian. There's the Google-Ford partnership now. I just wonder where you think we're finally going to get some real visibility as to where the big players actually get into this market.
I mean, we're certainly talking about a number of years away. They're talking about starting production in 2024. What I think about this is continued march of Apple getting into all sorts of categories. And we know that Apple isn't always first when they come to a market, but they aim to be the best when they do enter. And so I think about, from a consumer perspective, I'm a consumer investor at Lightspeed, and I think about what are all the possibilities for consumers now in this autonomous vehicle that they might be building. They think about the three most common things that you do in a day. You use your phone, you go somewhere, you eat, and now Apple's going to be involved in two of those three activities. And in their car, maybe you can connect your Apple TV, your headset, you can have meetings. Maybe that new mixed reality headset that they're developing, you can use it to have virtual meetings. There's a lot of possibilities here.
Yeah. Casey, as far as autonomy goes here on mobility, if Apple were to confirm this down the road, that would be a seminal moment, I assume you believe?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when it comes to consumer hardware, nobody does it like Apple. At the same time, if this car doesn't come out till 2024 or 2026, let's not forget that Waymo has robo-taxis in the market now. Those taxis are going to get a lot better in the next 3 to 5 years. And the last time Apple entered a market late was with something called the HomePod, which I think is, pretty widely regarded as a flop. So I would never bet against Apple. I'm very excited to see what this car looks like, but I'm a little bit concerned about the time frame they're working on.
Casey, I'm very excited to see what the car looks like, too. But I'm going to shift gears now over to Reddit. I just got some numbers just seconds ago from Sensor Tower that reports that Reddit's mobile app hit 6.6 million worldwide installs in January. That's up 128% from the year earlier month. This has been such a phenomenon. The power of Reddit, the conversation on Reddit, driving trades of GameStop. And I'm curious for your perspective, Casey, as someone who has watched social media, how do you think Section 230 reform or conversation about the responsibilities of these platforms is going to impact what happens going forward with the free exchange of ideas on Reddit and other platforms?
Yeah, well, we're sort of waiting for the Biden administration to make its first move. During the campaign, Biden said that he wanted to repeal Section 230. I think since then, some cooler heads have come in and said, well, let's maybe do a more piecemeal reform. But it's very difficult because a lot of this speech that you're seeing happening on Reddit and other platforms is protected under the First Amendment. And so some of these speech regulations that some lawmakers want to put on corporations have a very high constitutional bar to clear. At the end of the day on Reddit, it definitely, bears scrutiny. But at the same time, it was people saying, hey, I think this stock is good and I want to buy it. There may have been manipulations going on elsewhere, but I'm not sure it was happening out in the open on Reddit.
And Mercedes, when it comes to the finance side of this story and what we've seen Reddit at least spark, if not drive, I wonder if you have a take on what the message is long term, what the lesson is for consumer fintech. I mean, is this a moment where Robinhood has done something right? Or is this a moment where, boy, they're encouraging people in trading volatile stocks, trading on margins, trading options? We might see, the Treasury Secretary and others come in with recommendations kind of tamping down on some of that in the environment. What do you think?
I think that this was a huge moment for financial inclusion. And I know there's a lot of people saying that, well, this is people getting involved in the market and they don't have financial literacy yet. So this is not necessarily a good thing. I think that, I've been involved in the education sector for the last 9 years. And one thing I know is that people need a reason to learn and a reason to get involved. And now they have one. And so I think what we're going to see from a lot of the fintech products is really thinking about how every fintech product, every social media product, including Reddit, really needs to be a learning and education opportunity as well. I want to see layers built on top where now that someone's new to the market, they can start thinking more about, okay, what is it mean to be on margin? What is a call? What is a put? So they can really understand better what they're getting involved in. And I think the financial products, when I talked to several brokerages this week, they all talked about how this was really a PR and communications lesson for them as well. And many of them talked about how they might have done things differently. And I think everyone's going to be learning from this.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.